raised cows and the chickens and the pigs and had a huge garden, and that's what supported us. But past that, my dad had a machine shop that he was self-taught, so he made all of his own parts. He didn't order anything from the parts store to fix a tractor. He would make that on the lathe, or he would go fashion it out of a part from an old tractor that he wasn't using. So my childhood was a lot about self-sufficiency and hard work, being innovative. If you can't fix it this way, all right, we got to figure out another solution. So I feel like this is where my work ethic came from, but also my self-efficacy. I have confidence in myself that there isn't anything I can't do. I can figure it out. That's how I grew up,
And it's funny because we have a very similar upbringing. So the farm thing, same, minus the cows. We didn't have any cows. We weren't that well off. But we did have pigs, chickens, mules for plowing. We grew everything. If we didn't grow it, we didn't eat it.
I say the exact same thing.
And it's funny because I know definitely my work ethic comes from the way that my dad brought us up.
Sure.
Same thing, patriarchal household. Mom stayed at home. Weekends were not weekends for us. Weekends were work.
Exactly.
And and the thing that was the coolest about us is that we didn't mind the work. Like back then, it was just normal for us.
Yeah.
But the coolest thing was the way that my dad rewarded me and my brother. Is we would go on fishing trips, we would go hunting. We took that as rewards. Like that was fun for us. But we literally were bringing food home to put on the table. But that was fun. And so funny thing, my dad, he's a self-taught carpenter. So we would literally build houses. We would build sheds for the pigsties and all this other stuff. And so my dad built his own library.
Oh, wow.
My dad had one of the most extensive libraries I've ever seen in my life. And when I say it was the size, it's probably the size of this entire office connected. So that office, this office, and this filled with books. I would go and spend hours and hours and hours reading all these books. So I was self-taught as a forester. So I would do like grafting of plants and stuff like that. So I would graft like peach tree with an apricot tree and stuff like that, like really cool stuff. And so my dad invented Kindle bundles.
Tell me what that is.
So basically it's you take like pine trees and you break them down for Kindle.
To
start fires and stuff.
Sure.
But he would bundle them a certain way, and they were like these perfect little cylindrical things. And he would sell them sometimes, but mostly he would give them away. And I was at that point in life, I was like, Dad, you need to sell these. Like, you need to market this because this is yours. He didn't do it because he's a bishop. Well, he was a pastor back then. No, he was just a minister back then. But he would just do it out of the kindness of his heart.
Sure.
And we would like pack up wood for older people and take it to their homes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But had he marketed that, he would have been a lot more well off than he is now. But now everybody does it.
Yeah.
Everybody in that community does that, and they make a lot of good money. He was like, "Yeah, you're right, son." It's like, "Yeah, I told you." Yeah, we definitely grew up very similar.
Yeah,
and
it's not common to find somebody who had that kind of childhood.
No.
It's
Heck no.
very rare.
Even in my community, the kids didn't grow up like that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so I thought it was cool. Sometimes it was rough.
Yeah.
My dad was very, very strict. He was very strict. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't do it any different. So, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. There is so much good that came out of that. Intangible things that you just can't really be taught. Yeah. It's a lifestyle that you learn, and then it never leaves you. That hard work is irreplaceable. Either you can't do that. And one of my, I guess if I did have a regret, if I had a regret, it would be that I can't give my children that same type of lifestyle.
I don't have that regret.
Tell me why. How do you work through that?
My dad still farms.
Okay.
And my kids' grandparents have a 686-acre farm.
Oh, okay. So they do have the same
they have
childhood
all of the childhood that I had.
Okay.
But, I mean, of course, they have, like, the technology and stuff right now. But Same thing.
Yeah.
And they love the farm. They would choose that any day over. But they don't have Xboxes. They don't have those little Nintendo Switch. They don't have any of that stuff. They don't want any of that stuff.
Right.
Yeah. They've never asked me for any of that stuff.
Well, that's
which
awesome.
I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I was like, pat on the back there, guy. You did something right.
For sure. Yeah. You are doing something right there.
Yeah. So they're pretty comfortable with the country life. So, yeah. I think that's attributed completely to me. I give a little credit to her mom because she grew up on the farm too. So yeah, I'll give her a little credit.
Okay.
But no, it's really awesome because she takes the time, like for the summer, to take them up to Wisconsin to the big farm and do all that stuff. So it's pretty awesome.
Okay.
It's funny because my 13-year-old son caught a fish bigger than I've ever caught in my life.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, good job, kid. And he's strong as he's freaking strong as shit.
Yeah.
So and that comes from me. Yeah. If you're listening, Lydia, that comes. And she does. She listens to it. Yeah. So yeah, just saying. Yeah. So all right, let's go.
That is something though that's very unique about being raised on the farm is the physical strength that you get out of that. I remember in high school, I never set a foot in the gym at all. I didn't play sports, but my senior year we did this advanced PE class. And we went in there and we got all of our baseline, what we could lift. And yeah, I was at the top for everyone. Never played sports, didn't do anything.
Same here. But I did play football. Hated basketball. Good at it, but just didn't like it.
Yeah.
And so my dad, he played football. My uncle played football. My dad is 5'6".
Okay.
So I'm the tallest person in my immediate family.
Yeah.
So my dad's 5'6". He played center in the same high school that I went, and they used to call him Tug, like tugboat.
Yeah.
Because whenever he would play running back, if the bigger guys tried to tackle him, he'd drag them like 10, 20 yards.
Oh my God.
That's how strong he was. He's a little guy, and so that's where I got my strength from. I was always strong. Now the Army has reduced me to what I am now.
I don't want to talk about what Army does to you.
It does a number on you.
But this is short of having kids. This is the least physically fit I have been in my life.
That's crazy.
What Army does.
That's crazy.
And I honestly thought coming in it would be the opposite.
Everybody thought that.
I thought I would be at my peak performance, and no.
Nope.
Like I'm struggling. This is terrible.
Yeah, I think.
But it goes back to balance. I haven't found that balance yet.
Yeah, it'll take you a while.
I'm only staying in another 2 years.
That's all I got left. So best of luck to all you guys that are thinking about enlisting.
Yeah, but this is a big reason why I do want to get out. Is I've made my career around health and fitness. I'm doing a PhD in human performance right now.
Oh wow.
I'm a performance dietitian. That's my specialty, and it bothers me how I've changed and my lifestyle has changed, and this doesn't feel like it's a priority right now when it should be. It's what I've been working on for over a decade. Well,
the clock is ticking on my time here, so.
There we go.
And I'll be in better shape once I get out of here too, which is funny. I think it's hilarious, but
Isn't
what it is.
The irony.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So, we're going to move into the last question.
Yeah, what you got?
So, how would you like to be remembered by the world?
I don't care how the world remembers me. I want to be remembered by my kids. And when they are all together after I've passed, I want them to say, God damn, Mom was a badass.
Yeah.
And those are the stories I want remembered.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I want to be remembered like how I look at my dad and my grandfather.
Yes.
Like that's how because and it's funny because our family has like a huge history where I'm from. So like if you mention McGrew, they know everything about us. Like,
okay. Yeah.
And it's funny because we have it's actually called 349 McGrew's Lane. So we have our own road that my grandfather he's big into city stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was funny because you mentioned McGrew and they know exactly who we are. Like I haven't been there in years and everybody knows me, which is weird. So I want to be remembered like my grandfather and my dad because those men, especially my grandfather.
Yeah.
He's probably the most awesome person I've ever met in my life. My dad, same thing.
Yeah.
And so that's how I would want to be remembered. Because just two great people.
Yeah.
Two great people.
Could not agree more. I mean, my dad, I'm almost 40, and he is still who I want to be when I grow up. My dad is in his 70s, and he is still Superman to me.
Yep.
There is nothing that man can't do, and I love that. I'm still trying to be that kind of self-sufficient jack of all trades, master of none. That's how my dad is. He spent his life learning about everything. No real formal education, but he's the smartest man I've ever met.
Yeah.
There isn't anything he can't do.
Same with my dad. Now, this man is so freaking smart. Like, he's an artist, he's a musician, he's a mechanic, like, you name it, he can do it.
Yeah.
And if you name something he can't do, he'll tell you, give me a couple weeks, I'll figure it out. And so he still makes his own medications, like all that type of stuff. He doesn't go to pharmacy and none of that. He makes his own medication. This man, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, does 500 push-ups, 500 sit-ups. So he does 1,500, and he's almost 70 every day, without fail.
It's heartbreaking that those are the people that's a dying breed. That we're going to lose that.
Yep.
It will not be long before people like that are lost.
Yep.
How do we preserve that?
We can't. Society won't allow it.
I agree. I feel
because I don't like talking politics, but there are so many things that are wrong with the way we are letting things be ran. I'm not even going to get into that because this podcast does not condone. I do not condone politics. So, but it sucks that we're going to just have to. It'll just be a remembrance of what it was.
Yeah.
So, and I used to always hear those people where I'm from. They'll say, "Oh well, back in my day."
Yeah.
There's not going to be any more of that.
Right.
So.
Right. There's an African proverb that, well, I don't know the original language, but it translates to every time an elder dies, a library burns down. And that's exactly it. You lose all that wisdom.
I've actually heard that before.
Have you? Have you?
Yep.
I have a document of all my quotes. Like, it's just pages and pages of the quotes that I keep that I love to
We have a lot in common with that. Yeah, I'm a quote person.
Same.
Yeah.
But like I said in the beginning, I don't care how the world remembers me. It's really about my kids. What impression? So just like what you're saying, what your grandpa and your dad passed on to you, and that's how you remembered them. I bet that's all they care about is what was your takeaway. You know, I don't care if I'm remembered by the world, but I want my kids to remember me. And
it's funny. So in my family, we were not an emotional based family.
Okay.
We were it was like, so no one ever told each other they loved them.
Okay.
So the first time that I told any of my siblings, and I have 6, that I loved them, I was 26 years old after my second deployment.
Really?
Yep. Just recently, no, I take that back. In 2007, I told my dad I loved him.
And how did he receive that? Was that just a shock?
No, because it was a shock because, it was a shock to him that I brought it up. I was like, the one thing I never understood is that you raised us very well. You have very intelligent kids that are doing really well in life. We never expressed love. We never experienced that from you. Yeah. We knew it was there. Like, there was no denying it. We knew, Dad loves us. But I had the conversation with my siblings. I was like, do you realize we never said that to each other? And they were like, huh. Yeah. So I said it. We were all in the room just chilling. And I said, I love you guys. They were like, why are you saying that? I said, we've never said that before. Yeah. And my older sister was like, you know what? We're from Alabama. She was like, you show right. She was like, we've never said that before. And when I told it to my dad, he was like, I love you too, son. And so after that, it created a thing with us. So being that I was always in different bases and stuff, I wasn't always in contact with my parents. But now I call them and we talk all the time. Yeah. And we never end the conversation without saying that. And then just recently, a couple months ago, before we got off the phone with my dad, we were talking, and he was just, I don't know what happened. I don't know what triggered it.